So, hope you can hear me here. There's a little bit of wind picking up. I just got dropped off by the wife and son. Just walking along here. I'll take a little stop here so you don't have to see all the bouncing around. So, just on the edge of the AWR Wilderness Reserve here. Just started off my trek. Purpose of this, obviously, for anybody who's been following, is residential school awareness. Really wanted to do something for the yeah, got cut off there. The old auto and GoPro does what it likes sometimes, I think. Anyway, like I said, I just wanted to do something for residential school awareness for the recent findings of all the children's unmarked graves. Very disturbing, tragic history. Anyway, this is not going to be a long talk about all the political side of it, but I think most people that know anything about it know that we need to know more. So my purpose in this is to try to raise some money for to help the Legacy of Hope Foundation, whose mandate is all to do with education, and I truly believe that education is where we need to go to make sure that the next generation don't have to learn it the hard way like me and so many more did, who came up through school in the 90s, and right from my days from the 80s and 90s in school I never heard anything about it. So anyway, hopefully education is where it's going to go. Anyway, just starting off, like I said, my wife and son just dropped me off on the edge of the Wilderness Reserve. I'll be doing a couple of kilometers on the edge of the road here, or on the edge of the reserve on the road, and then I'm going to go into the woods. You'll see I got to make my way away around this pond here. This is Mount Carmel, a huge body of water, as ponds like we call them in Newfoundland go. I guess most would call it a lake. So probably you see the hills over on the other side of this pond there. So hopefully within the next few hours I'll get around this pond, Mount Carmel, and that's a big part of the trip, just to get around this pond, and then within 3 or 4 hours I'll be out into the middle of nowhere, which is exactly where I want to be for the next 3 days. Nothing like what residential school kids had to go through as kids and try to make their way to safety. Anyway, it's good to be able to do something like this, something that I enjoy so much. I'll do some fishing along the way, and I got my best buddy here. Camera, Bailey. She already found some water, as you can tell. So me and Bailey are going to spend the next 3 days out in a tent and roughing it a little bit. Like I said, nothing like the residential school kids. Anyway, we'll do some more talking as we go along. There's going to be a bit of a astrological event, I guess you would call it. I'm certainly no expert on that, but there's going to be a meteor shower over the next few nights. Palisade or something is called on it. Like I said, maybe I'm getting it wrong. Anyway, see if I can get some nice pictures out in the middle of nowhere. I don't think I'm going to have to worry about any pole lights or city lights out there. So I'll be going about 28 kilometers out over the back of those hills you see on the other side of the pond there over the next 3 days. Yeah, looking forward to it, and I'll talk to you more as we go along. Well, we've just started our trek here, myself and Bailey down here, man's best friend. So I got about a kilometer in probably so far. I'm just getting off the road here now. In many ways this is going to be the worst of it, because I'll be getting out of the main part of the road area. So in about 10 more minutes walk here now I'll be getting off the road and into the real wilderness. So just to give you an idea here, just walking along and right on the road here, I don't know if you can see, we got a bit of a moose party going on here. I guess last night we got a couple dancing around here. Fairly nice sized moose, so I'm sure I'll see a lot more of that in the next few days. Anyway, we got like I said, we're just started. That's where I'm headed. I got to get around Mount Carmel here first, and then get out over the hills to the west, and then like I say, I'll do about 2 or 3 kilometers on the last of this road, and then I got about 28 probably the way I'm going to take to get across the Wilderness Reserve and towards the Salmon Air Line area. So lots more to come. Just get this last, like I said, in many ways this is going to be the worst of it, because some of the purpose of this is to get away from the roads and get away from the people. So I'm away from the people right now, but I'm not away from the roads. I got another kilometre or 2 to go. And this is the worst of the incline too. It's only 300 or 400 feet of incline here, the first 3 or 4 kilometres, and then there's only a couple of more small hills that I got to cross along the way of 100 or a couple of 100 feet each, which is good with a 30 pound or 40 pound bag on my back. So like I said, lots more to come. Bailey's all ready to go over there. Hey Bailey, you ready to go? You ready to go? Not off the road yet. We got some we got the next generation of moose coming. Nice little calf going along with the cow here somewhere. Maybe some bulls. Well, there's definitely bulls around, but usually the cow and calf going around together this time of the year. Anyway, Bailey found the water again. Who'd have thunk? Bailey, let's go. All right, here we go. The end of the road, but the start of the trek. I'm gonna beat it out through this bit of woods here. Step into another world. There's where we're headed. Sorry about the bouncy camera, because I'm sure it is bouncing, but just keep your negative comments to yourself on the bouncy camera. Anyway, there's Bailey in her glee. We're finally off the road. She's a different dog. Look at the way the tail wagging. Here we go. This is what I'm interested in here. We'll get in through these few bushes here, and like I said, that's the start of our trek. So we're still up the side of Mount Carmel Pond here. We'll go in across this marsh and in towards that hill. Whoa, well, you nearly caught a minor boo-boo on film there. And this is why I have, anybody wondering about the waders that I have on, they're breathable, and I'd rather be a little bit warm walking with these on than soaking wet all day. These are my salmon fishing waders, but very comfortable. We'll see how they do now for a long trek. Anyway, no pads from here on in. We'll make it up the side of this bunch of woods here and up the side of Mount Carmel, the hill, which is right there straight in front of us now. And like I said, 27 or 8 kilometers to go. You ready to go, Bale? Ready to go, Bailey? You're ready, aren't you? Well, we made it to the bottom of Mount Carmel anyway. Pond. We're probably 4 or 5 kilometers in now. We got Bailey's doing fine. She got lots of energy. It's a good temperature actually for walking. It's about I think it was 12 when I left the house this morning, so 12 degrees, and it's supposed to go up to 15 or 16 or something today. So that's why I picked these days. Actually, it's supposed to be 16 highs of 16, 17 over the next 3 days, and dipping down to 10 or 11 in the night time, so that's not too bad. As everybody knows, your enemy around here when you're, well, you got lots of enemies. You don't want to be too warm, you don't want to be too cold, you don't want to get wet, you certainly don't want to get wet while you're cold. Spiders is a big enemy. Spiders is one of my big enemies. Yeah, so you got lots of stuff to prepare for when you comes here, but like I say, now if we get this weather for the next 2 or 3 days and 16 degrees, we're going to do good. Bailey's getting anxious to keep going. Puppy, all right? All right? She's getting a little bit anxious, I think. I don't think she's too sure what we're doing yet. She's used to going in the woods hunting for a day, but she knows there's something else up, I think, with the big bag on my shoulders. But anyway, one of the things that's not great to be around here is the scenery. So we'll be this is what we'll be seeing for the next 3 days. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't know how much you can hear what I'm saying with the wind, because anybody that knows Newfoundland knows that it's breakneck wind every day pretty much. So it's supposed to be 20 or 30 kilometers gusting the next few days, but usually in my part of the world it's 150 mile an hour wind every day. Nah, it gets pretty windy and gusty, so we'll see how we make out over the next few days. We'll be heading up to the side of the side of Mount Carmel, and in between these hills in towards Frankspan, and then across the wilderness for the next few days. Well, a bit of a progress update. I'm right on the back side of Mount Carmel now. As you can see, I stayed to the shoreline. There's Bailey getting another dip there. I stayed to the shoreline because you can see there the water is down a lot. This is actually a water reserve that they keep the water to the level they want, but we haven't had a lot of rain, so it's down a lot now. So I managed to I walked a longer distance than if I had to stay on the straight path that I wanted to stay on, but I think it was a good decision because I had all this rocky shore to follow along. So I probably did 50% more traveling, but it was a lot easier traveling than the route that I had chose over the bog and the barrens, because obviously it's a lot harder walking. So anyway, we'll keep going. Come on, Bill, let's go. I tell you what, a walking stick makes a big difference too. I never ever use a walking stick actually, but it's probably one of the better decisions I made when I started deciding what I was going to take. Makes a big difference for balance, and you might think you're an expert mountaineering man, but it still makes a big difference with the walking stick. Very good decision to take it. Another thing too is I'm wearing waders. As I said earlier, they're salmon fishing waders actually. They use Sims, really lightweight and breathable. And people will tell you, even if you go online, they'll tell you that you shouldn't be walking long distances in them, as long as you're not going to tear them up in heavy woods. So far I'm glad that I wore them as well, because you don't have to worry about getting wet. It's only a little bit of the sweat that you get inside, but you're not going to get soaking wet. Like I said earlier, getting soaking wet is not your friend, because if you start getting blisters and stuff like that, you might be in for a world of hurt after 2 or 3 days of that. So like I said, this is the worst, or not the worst, but a big part of it done now. Mount Carmel behind me, and like I said, I managed to stick to that shoreline instead of going in over the side of the hill there, and I think that'll pay off. That'll pay off in the long run, because it was a lot easier walking. Anyway, into the bush I go, up ahead here, and I'll talk to you a little bit further on. We'll get in through these bushes here and got another hopefully I'll make another 6 or 8 kilometers today. It gets a little bit harder here now, but I'll see where I'll set up my camp later on, and I'll talk to you a little bit further in. Ready to go, Bales? You're ready, aren't you? Well, some nice blueberries here. Blueberries are just starting to get ripe, so it's good for a little bit of grub up as you go along. I'm just coming up around where I'm going to come in the middle pan here shortly. It's a fine trudge. It's in moose tracks all the way. There's some more there. Fine size of one there. Certainly from a few days ago before the rain. Yeah, so we're getting out into the middle of it here now, for sure. Middle of the wilderness, lots of water and blueberries. Bailey is eating away at the blueberries too. Just remember, with blueberries, you don't want to eat too many of them, so you'll know what I'm talking about later on tonight. Well, I haven't seen any moose yet, but I suspect it's because I got the wind at my back all the way. So today, once we get over another couple of miles out in front of us here, and wind is supposed to change tonight, we'll probably have some later on this evening or tonight. We might get lucky enough to see a few, but certainly if they're out in front of us and the wind is on them, they're not sticking around with me and Bailey coming, for sure. Whatever chance you have with yourself, with Bailey with me, it's not that easy to see him with the wind on top of you. Anyway, as you can see, we got lots of trudging to do out through this big valley here and straight to the west northwest, let's say. We'll soon try our luck. I want to get in as far as I can here now this evening and try our luck at some trouting later this evening. Should be some nice trout on the go. What do you think, Bailey? What do you think, pups? Huh? Oh boys, hard old rocks. Can try to stay off the rocks as much as I can, because you don't want to end up with a foot injury with Bailey. Well, on my first water stop there. Bailey's not on her first one. She's after having a number of water stops, as you can see. How's it going, Bailey? All good? I think she's all good. Anyway, just something important I wanted to say, because you never know who's going to watch this, and I'm sure somebody will take something good out of it, but you never know, somebody might get something bad out of it too. For years and years, especially in Newfoundland, it's well known that we got lots of water, clean water, but I learned a valuable lesson about 15 years ago, taking water out of a river just like this, that's water I just dipped up out of this river here. It looks very clean, and there's about a 99% chance that it's clean as water you're ever going to find out of any spring. But about 10 or 15 years ago, I drank water out of a river just like this, and it ended up being that I got giardia, or beaver fever we call it. I know you're going to make lots of jokes about beaver fever, but it really is a thing. So if you are ever dipping water out of the rivers like this, unless it's an emergency and you got to drink it anyway without something, if you're going in and it's planned, you want to bring either a filtration pump, or a little bottle of cleansing pills, tablets or whatever, that you can put into it. And that's what I'll do with this one, just because it's easier on this trip. I brought the tablets. I've used both. The pump is really good as well. The better thing about the pump is that you pump it and you can drink it right away. The pills, you got to put it in. I'll put one in the bottle there now and shake it up, and 20 minutes later you can drink it and not have to worry about getting sick off it. But like I said, most likely everything will be fine, but you don't want to take a chance on that, because believe me, you get very, very sick. And without cholera pills from modern day medicine, as the doctor said, I probably would have been dead. So I lost like 18 pounds in 2 weeks because of giardia. So moral of the story, as clean as the water you might think it is, and most likely it is, don't take a chance on it, and bring something with you that'll clean it, and you don't have to worry about getting very, very sick off it in the end. Hey Bailey, alright? Bailey likes to get in the water as well as drink the water. Anyway, we'll talk to you in a bit. We're about 8 kilometers or something in. I'm going to do some trouting as we get up along the other side of this little pond here and see how we make out. Now, how else could you get to see views like this without going out into the wilderness? You can't find this stuff unspoiled in close to where we live, that's for sure. Dandy little spot. Bailey's enjoying herself. She's been in the water most of the last hour. How you doing, Bailey? How you doing? Good old pups. Anyway, we'll make our way down through this little spot here now, and out to the next pond. And we'll give that a try to trout up the side of it. Starting to pick up a little bit of wind here now. I don't know if you can, I'm sure you can hear it. Anyway, talk to you. Well, we're finally out to a spot where we're going to give her a shot to go trouting here for a few minutes. Bailey seems to be pretty interested in a waterbed right now. She's not tired in terms of lying down and going to sleep, but She's very interested in just taking a break there now while I'm going to have a flick. Anyway, this GoPro is something. You don't have to touch it, you don't have to do anything with it to get it to start and stop. So I'll see. I only just started using it the other day. I'll give it a try here. If I catch anything of any consequence, I'll start her up. What are you doing, Bailey? This is what you call strategic casting here now. Bailey, gotta be very careful, let's put it that way. And I'll snip the line if I ever had to, if she gets at it. But get in now, Bailey, get in out of that. She just goes back and forth. Basically I gotta do a lot of strategic spray casting to keep away from her. Anyway, at this point I don't even care if I catch a trout, as long as I don't hook Bailey, I'm alright. I'm getting a workout here, walking back and forth to the beach to make sure I don't hook her. Anyway, I just put on a fly. It's really nice here this evening for a fly above the spinner, so see what happens here now the next little while. The great day. What a day. A great day to be a dog, eh? Hey Bailey. Great day to be a dog. Bailey! What you doing? Get back here. Never mind flapping your tail like a beaver. Come on. Get back here. Come on. Here, Bales. Here, Bales. Come on. Get in here. We're going to walk now. Come on. What a day, eh? What a day. No trout yet, though. Nice to get to a smaller body of water. Come on, Bale. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Bailey ain't having it. Bailey, get in here, you. Get in here. Never mind eating lily pads. Get in here, you. Oh, you got a mouthful of old man's beard there by the look of it. It's after blowing out in the pond or something. Get in here, Bailey. Well, I'm at about the 10-kilometre mark now. I just had a bit of a surprise for the last 2 or 3 kilometres. The old topographical map failed me. I think it was probably updated in 1925 or something last, because I ended up having to go through that up there. Couldn't really get along the edge of the pond like I had hoped, but then I had banked on the fact that them trees hadn't grown to 60 feet high, with a lot of 5 feet high ones in the middle of them 60 feet high ones, which turns for a pretty interesting bushwhacking trip for about the last hour and a half. So Bailey is no worse for the wear. Bailey, you alright? You're alright, ain't you? You're alright, ain't you? You're alright, ain't you, boy? Bailey's alright, but like I said, my shoulders are feeling the weight of that 40 pounds there now. Anyway, we got another. I'm going to do another at least 3 or 4. I might even try to do 5 or 6 kilometres here this evening now to try to get well past the halfway mark, so that tomorrow will be a bit of a break day. I might only do a couple of kilometres tomorrow and do a lot of fishing and give old Bailey a break. Down there, got a break tomorrow, Bailey? Sun is still well up in the sky. Oh, really went down the pile that time. A lot of big bodies of water here in this area. I haven't been fishing around this like I had thought I would, but like I said, it's not easy getting up the side of the pond, and it's actually grew in a lot. And you see the grass. I don't know if you can see the grass there, but grew in a lot. So I never seen very much action there. That last little spot that I went for 15 or 20 minutes. So I said I'd try to push it a little bit and get in further this evening and do all my fishing tomorrow. Well, we just came on a big family of 7 red-headed divers. What we call them around here, shellbirds. Another name on them. They don't even, as you can see, they don't even really try to get away from you, but they don't fly away. And when they do fly, sometimes they'll circle right around and come back to you. They're really nice looking bird when you get up close to them. Came right out of this little spot right here. And there may be nests. There may be nests around here somewhere, but we won't go looking anyway. We'll stay out here in the water and get around the edge of the pond here. Bailey never even made a move for him. Gone way out there in the middle of the pond now. There they go, still splashing. They don't even fly away, they're just flapping along the top of the water there. You can still hear them out there. It almost sounds like a pack of dogs. Whew. Anyway, I thought I did see a moose earlier when I was coming around the corner back right there. I looked across here and I don't know if you see on the other side of the marsh. I thought I did see a moose, so we might I'll keep the camera handy and we'll see if there's one lurking over there somewhere when we get over. But we're headed around this pond now and then up across this marsh over straight over there where I'm looking now. Anyway, alright baby, we're going. Anyway, over and out for another. A couple of birds defending their nest by the look of it. See if they circles back around again. They've been circling around me here now the last, I don't know if it's Bailey they don't like, or me, or both of us. Probably both of us, I think. Here he comes again. Alright birdies, we're not going to hurt you. Some silly birds, Bailey. I had one little bite there a minute ago. Hoping I was going to get supper here. I got to go straight over across the pond is where I'm going from where I am now. I'm hoping to make another couple of kilometers. It's about almost 6 o'clock now, so I got another couple of hours left of hiking. So hopefully within the next few hours I can get over that hill over there on the other side of the pond and find a campsite down in the good spot to put the tent over on the other side of that hill. Anyway, let's see if we can get some supper here soon. Pretty Canadian sound down there. I don't know if you can see him there, but there's two really big common loon. Very common around here, but not very often you get to hear them as nicely as this. Well, give everybody the warning that we're here anyway. Hey Bailey. Bailey's starting to get tired now, so we got another 15 or 20 minutes I think before we'll camp for the night. We managed to make good headway, although it's tough going through a lot of the woods and stuff, but we're about halfway actually done. So I'm gonna get down and set up a camp here tonight down on the other side of this pond and take a break, because it's been a hard day, hasn't it, Bailey? Rough going? Bailey's getting tired. Oh boy. Yes. Well, we're in finally for the first night. Oh, there's Bailey peeking out around. She's had a long day. She's tired. She's lying down next to the tent. She knows I'm settling in here in a few minutes. Just be quiet and let you have a look around for a minute here. Yes, I know, puppy. Well, that wouldn't have been my first choice for the tent for the night, but Bailey kind of pulled rank there in the end of it. She started to get pretty tired, so said we'd bunker down here for the first night. Anyway, we got water and it's not too bad of a spot out of the wind anyway, if the wind picks up tonight or tomorrow morning. Should be a good spot for viewing meteorites here in a little while. Not even many planes around these days. COVID only sees one up there. Well, we're finally camped out. Haley's doing some maintenance. She's soaking wet, so I'm not sure how the humidity is going to be in this tent tonight. But it's also after getting a bit fresh now, a little bit nippy. It's probably 8 or 9 degrees, I'd say, there now, but it's after cooling down for sure since when it was 9 or 10 earlier. But I have to shine the light in my face where you won't get to see me, but maybe that's better, maybe that's what you want. I'm in my shorts still, but with some heavy socks on. I'll get in the sleeping bag here now in a few minutes, so I don't think I'll be cold, but anyway, I got extra clothes if I need them. But anyway, it's been a good first day. Like I said earlier, we got 15 or 16 kilometers under our belt. 2 of us were a bit tired, really. It's only 20 after 10 or something, so we packed her in for the night. But hoping to get up and get some decent breakfast tomorrow morning, and then set out again for only 5 or 6 kilometers, I think, tomorrow, and then camp out again. And leave 6 or 7 kilometers for the last day. Really nice night out. At least it's dry. It's not windy at all. Flies were enough to eat. They were nearly carrying me away earlier there, just before we got dark. There's some of them in here now too, but look, not too many though. We managed to keep her fairly clear anyway. Oh boy. But, anyway, this has been a good first day. Like I said earlier, the trek itself, and I put the right name on it because it is a trek. There's no doubt. It's not an easy trip. It's not for the faint-hearted, that's for sure. The last 3 or 4 kilometers were brutal, actually, to try to get around the pond. The last pond there was hard work because it was too deep to wade around, and the trees were thick, very thick on the side. So it got pretty difficult the last 3 or 4 kilometers. Bailey was getting sick of it, same as I was, I guess. But, anyway. The trek itself, again, hopefully some of you'll be after seeing my legacy of hope, small little write-up about that and where it came from. But when, in general, when I seen the 215 first kids that were found, I knew I had to do something, and again, is very, very small, but I really do firmly believe if we all do something small, it'll make a big difference in the end. So I do like out in the woods. I do a lot of hunting and fishing, but I haven't come across here for at all. Come across the Avalon Wilderness Reserve. I've been in there hunting and fishing and stuff, but I have never crossed it. So that's something new that I wanted to do. I figured this was a good opportunity to make it a little bit more special, a little bit more meaningful. Like I say, hopefully this will help with the education side of it. I really do believe that education is where things are going to change with reconciliation. I mean, politicians can get on and cry their head off and act like they care about reconciliation, but until people start doing something about it, nothing is going to change. And like I said, education is where it needs to change, because awareness is how it starts, I think.
nobody taught us anything, as far as I can remember, about the real story and the real history of Canada. So anyway, again, I'm not going to get overly political about it, but most of us are starting to become aware of the things that we should be aware of, and if we don't do something to change it, well, people may say, well, we didn't do it, our ancestors did it, and it's not our fault, so why is everybody up in arms about us, well, or with us about it? And that's true. I didn't personally do anything about it with the residential schools or the racism side of it, but if we don't do anything about it now, it doesn't make us any better. So we need to do something different. And I can assure you that there are still many racist people towards indigenous people. It's sickening actually to see the well-educated people that you meet daily that still say very, very hurtful, negative things. It's crazy actually. But anyway, just wanted to get that out there. Myself and Bailey are going to turn in for the night. She is soaking wet. Alright, Bailey? You alright, puppy? Yeah, you're alright, aren't you? We're going to get some sleep now. Anyway, hopefully a good day again tomorrow. We'll be talking to you then. Rise and shine, Bailey. Rise and shine, pups. Let's see what we got this morning. Heavy dew last night. A lot of rain on the tent, and it got a good bit colder than it was supposed to. There's geese crying. Flew right over the tent there a little while ago. They're over there somewhere. Great day though. I guess he's the geese right over in the middle of the pond there. I'm not sure Bailey's getting up today. You getting up today, Bailey? Huh? You're still tired, ain't you? You're still tired. It's alright, you have a nap. You have a rest. Best things in sliced bread there. Get a bit of oatmeal going this morning. About 1 minute tops. It'll be done. So the old Optimus Crux light, you get my endorsement. You can't beat the scenery for breakfast this morning, can you? Geese are still crying in the background over there. Loons bawling. Can't beat. Snipe just decided to join me for breakfast. I'm going back and forth here pitching on the rocks. It's later in the morning than I wanted it to be, but Bailey needed a big rest. So she's still needing a big rest by the look of it. It's a long day yesterday, so today is going to be a better one, I think, for her. Better in terms of a little bit less going anyway. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. His pack don't feel any lighter today than it did yesterday, that's for sure. Hey baby, you ready to go? Ready to go, puppy dog? Anyway, we'll see how it goes here. I'll stop for a second and I'll give you a view of where I'm going to start day 2 here as I walk up over this little knob here, and we'll get going. Alright, let's go, Bales. Come on, Bale. I'll give you a view of where we're going today now. Come on, Bale. Maybe still not
I suppose she'll get warmed up as we get going. Anyway, this is where we're gonna start our day today. We camped out down here last night. Oh, Bailey's coming. You're coming, puppy? Alright. This morning, as soon as we got up, all we could hear was loons and geese. And they all flew right out over top of our tent down right here. So we gotta head to the west here now. We'll go up the side of the pond and wrap around a little bit. We'll do a little bit more fishing today. See if we can get some supper. Didn't really stop very much yesterday because I wanted to get in. I wanted to get in as far as we could yesterday and get the worst part of it done. So hopefully we achieved that. But really nice day again today. Southwest wind, probably 20 or 30 kilometers. Although you'll soon see white caps on the pond. Bit of cloud cover will be better for walking for sure. So anyway, we'll trudge along and we'll talk to you a bit later. Just left for a half hour or so. See the peninsula over there where we camped last night. Another end of the pond there. Just come around there the last half hour or so. I made 3 casts. Bailey jumped out in the water on the first one and swam around. So the trouting was finished again. And then when we comes in, she's very much in maintenance mode since all the walking yesterday. So hopefully she'll do all right today. We got another 5 or 6 kilometers we're going to go in over the hill here, and we'll give a few ponds a shot as we go along. Like I said, what a day though. You see bloody pond, another huge pond. That's where we came from yesterday, way out. You see the hills out in the other end is around Mount Carmel. It is Mount Carmel actually, right over top of that the island on the left. So we made a lot of distance yesterday for sure. Lovely spot. I know there's trout there, lots of nice big trout, but I can't get a go at them like this one down here. Hey baby, this is what our fishing has divulged into. It's, get in here, you. Bailey is not really a fisher dog. I literally can't get the flick out the line without her chasing it. I'll fake it over that way. She even knows when I'm going to fake it now. Oh, this is not ideal for sure for fishing. But anyway, get in here, you. Now I'll get the flick out this way because I got her over that way. But of course, there's probably not much going to happen with her swimming all over the place there. Get in there, you. Anyway, it is what it is. I don't get any fishing as long as she gets out with me safe and sound now. I don't care. Not very deep water, as you can tell. She's walking around in half it. Get in there, you. Get in there, you. Oh, she knows exactly what I'm doing. Anyway, that's the fishing. She comes to life pretty good. She hobbles along and follows me along. Weans every now and then when we go close to rocks because her paws are a little bit sore. But now the tail is wagging because she's in the water again. So, and she's like a beaver flapping around her tail there. You're a funny girl. You're a funny girly. Where you going, baby? Where you going, pups? No can do on the trout, I don't think. Not with a 100-pound golden retriever scaring them away. See partridge running along there, up in front of us there. We just put up 6 of them. This fella is acting like he's hurt to get us away from his young, I would say. See him walking along there, just up in front of us. Pretty cool bird once they take flight. There he goes. They don't go very far. That's what, and that's why there's not too many of them left anymore. They're not endangered, but there's not as many as there used to be because they're fairly easy to hunt. You can walk right up at them before they go. They're pretty camouflaged, so you're up on top of them before they decide to fly. Oh, we got our first moose. You don't know we're here yet. 2 moose. Guessing you can see him. We just stopped for a little bite to eat here. They're just grazing. There's one coming behind them, probably a calf, I would imagine. Can't see him very good yet, but looks like a cow and a calf. It looks like they're headed the same way we are. Yeah, it's a cow and last year's calf, I would imagine. Last year's calf up front there and left. And once the cow has another calf in another few months, or probably soon, that one will have to get going. And they don't even know we're here. You think, Bailey? You think, pups? Healthy animals, and they don't get to worry about anybody in here. Wilderness reserve is hunting is allowed, but you're not allowed to bring bikes or any motorized vehicles off the path. So not a lot of people. That's a nice view of the calf there, right up on the knob there. But not a lot of people hunting, or if they do, is not certainly not this far in. Obviously, it's not easy to get them out without a four-wheeler, which you're not allowed. And we will probably see more of them because they're headed the exact way we're going. And as you can see, they move pretty swiftly over the barrens. They don't give you a lot of chance to see them out in the open. But for whatever reason, they didn't smell us that time or see it. Well, walking along, I don't know if you can see him, but he's looming up pretty large. 2 of them there, same Same two moose. Just moseying on. They can cover a lot more ground than we can in a few minutes, that's for sure. They're not too concerned about us. I don't know, I guess you can probably see him. Big animal though to see him from a kilometre away or whatever they are there. They just made that distance from over here in about 5 minutes without too much effort. Like I say, a lot quicker than us. So you can see what takes time and what you gotta watch out for here. A lot of bog. You don't go in a straight line ever. You can try to go in a straight line, but you don't normally get to. I don't know what the moose are at over there, but they're just the cow is just playing around with the young one there on the horizon. I don't know if you can see it. They're just going back and forth on the like an open grassy area there. They're about to go down over the. Oh, they're just dodging along. Nothing too much of a rush to get out of the way. They're not. I would imagine they can see us by now, but they're not. They can't smell us, so they may not be too worried about us. Anyway, whew, little ways to go yet. I don't know if you can see another one there. We're into the moose country now. There's probably a bull up there, and most likely that cow and calf has gone ahead of him down this way, and most likely he's coming this way because he can smell her, I would think. He sees us for sure. Now whether he smells us or not, I think he's probably getting a little bit of the scent of us there. See what he does. He's a fairly big animal by the look of it from here. He's a little ways off, and he's no trouble to pick out on the side of that hill, that's for sure. Oh, there he goes. I don't see antlers on him, but I think you would see him most of the time. You would see him now. Anyway, he's gone. That's not the last we're going to see of him, I don't think, because he's going right where we're going, unless he crosses right over. I don't see the cow and calf, so they're still up in that direction up there. So let's see what happens. Baby's looking more herself now. Also, she's pretty lazy today. She's doing all right. Coming along, aren't you, girlie? Aren't you, girlie? You're doing good, aren't you, bye? You're doing good. How somebody can hurt one of these guys is beyond me. Good as gold. The best friend anybody could ever ask for, aren't you, baby? Yes. We're gonna get down now and get a rest here shortly. We got another kilometre or two to go, and that'll be us bunking for this evening. We're going to take an early evening this evening. Right, we got a good look out here, and that's where we came from yesterday, out over them last hills over there. Hard to see now. You can't see Mount Carmel anymore, but it's well back, further than any of the land you can see there. And that's down to the southwest, and then over towards the west and northwest. And We're starting to come over to the other side of the peninsula now, or at least the wilderness reserve, I should say, not the peninsula. But you can see this is where we're headed. You can see some cabins and stuff over in the woods. I don't know if you can see them or not. There's one to the left, but basically right straight in front of me there now, and then a little bit to the right there's 5 or 6 cabins, and then another 3 or 4 up on the hill up that way. So we're starting to get going out the other way now, which is good. We got probably about 18 or 19 kilometers under our belt now. I was going to say with no worse for the wear, but and lots of bites, even though I'm covering myself in bug oil. Lots of scratches from the trees. But we're not too bad, are we, baby? Baby's more tired than anything else. She's going to need a good rest after we get out tomorrow. So it's looking like we'll finish up tomorrow. Probably not too late, depending on when we get on the go tomorrow. If Bailey decides to sleep in for 2 or 3 hours again tomorrow morning, we'll get out tomorrow evening. But we'll see how everything is going tomorrow morning. There's no rush. We'll get up and do that last 6 kilometers or 7 kilometers. It's going to take a little bit longer than it's taken us today, because we got to go through all that woods down there. And then once we get out over the edge of that woods, it's all downhill, which should make it a bit quicker. But still, going through that woods is no fun, I can tell you. Yesterday we had a bit of a tussle a couple of times going through that stuff. You get all tuckmore trees and all this small stuff like you see here, but except it's grow tight together. So it ends up being hard going, unless you can find a few caribou paths or moose paths going through the middle of it. You're fighting the whole way to get through, especially with a bag on your back and a rod. I'll have to put away the rod tomorrow morning and make it a little bit easier on us. Bailey is dropping. Are you, Bailey? She is dead to the world, as we would call it. Poor old girl. Poor old girl. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. We're going to get a good rest tonight, puppy dog. Oh, boys. Anyway, we'll talk to you when we get camp set up again down there, most likely. We just sat right there on that little knob there for about 15 minutes and never heard a sound, never see the geese, and we got up to make our last little leg down to this pond here for the day and tonight. And as soon as we got up, the geese got up. 6 big Canada geese. Anyway, last 20 minutes or half-hour walk. A couple more geese going there. We put up 6 earlier there. I don't even think I got the video. I tried to and realised after it didn't go through. There's 2 more there. Black duck went up out of this pond here when we walked up on it. So we're certainly up around 25 or 30 geese now, and 14 or 15 ducks, 3 moose, 1,000 loons, not quite, but lots of loons, lots of snipe, lots of curlew. Yeah. Anyway, we're still walking. And after saying I was going to stop about 5 or 6 times now, but we're headed down into this little tuck of woods down here to see if we can find a decent river with some water and with
with some good water, I should say, and a good spot to set up the tent for the night. Well, we're on our last night, looks like. Bailey is very glad, as you can tell. She's not even eating right now, she's too tired. So anyway, she ate a good bit of my food today, so I'm not worried about her that way. She's just not eating her dog food, that's all. With some noodles mixed in with it. But yeah, I'm glad we made it this far, because tomorrow should be a fairly straightforward, quick day to get Bailey out. I'm looking forward to getting her out actually now, because she's very tired. Yeah, her paws are probably a little bit sore from the first day, and she's just tired, that's all. Anyway, it's been good. It's been a good 3 days, or will be 3 days tomorrow. 2 nights, and like I said, I'm glad we're doing it this quick, because it's okay for me in her, but at this point she needs to get out. She's a little bit anxious to get home, I think. So anyway, we'll bunker out tonight. The trouting never happened the way I thought it would. I was really looking forward to a lot of trouting, but there was a couple of issues actually. I don't know if you can see out through there. Every pond looks like that. There's grass up. I mean, it's late in the year, but I thought there'd be some spots open. But basically, I never found any open water except for the real big ponds, where it's almost pointless trouting in them at this point anyway. With the water warm, the trout are out deeper, and usually won't get much there anyway. But that was one issue. But the other issue was Bailey in the water. She never slacked. Every single time I threw out, she was out in the water. So it's not easy to get trout like that. But anyway, I'm not too worried about it. Like I said yesterday, I'm after getting lots of trout in my life, so I'm just happy that she got to come along with me, and I'm not at all disappointed that the trouting didn't turn out. I am disappointed, but I'm not. I'm certainly not mad with Bailey. She's doing her dogly things. Anyway, it was a good couple of days, trouting or no trouting. We saw lots of wildlife. It was hard going. I wouldn't suggest anybody just pick up everything and go. There was a fair bit of preparation gone into it to get me out here, and I'm after spending a lot of time in the woods anyway, and nights here and nights there, and even a few nights in the past. But I never ever did anything like this, to be honest. 28 and really more than that, because you're weaving in circles half the time. So 30 plus kilometers in a few days, and it's not easy going. I mean, when you get in around these ponds, it's all thick woods, and then the bog is hard to get through. The barrens is really the only spot that you can pick up time, or if you're going around the rocks and some of the bigger ponds. But that was the first day. I never got that lucky after that. But like I say, everything went pretty good. 2 of us are very tired. We got about 6 kilometers tomorrow morning to tackle, so we're going to pack her in early tonight, and hopefully we'll get up early in the morning before the heat starts to come at us, because when it got up 20-21 today after, it's pretty intense when you're after been walking like we have. So tomorrow morning, hopefully early, or sort of early at least, we'll get out before the big heat comes, and we got a lot of woods to go through for the last 2 or 3 kilometers. So looking forward to getting out to the side of the hill, and then downhill through the woods. Hopefully it won't be so bad. I'll put away the rod and put away some stuff that will make it easier, hopefully, to get down through. And yeah, that'll be it. Anyway, hopefully, I don't know what I'm going to do with this video. I may edit it and put some of it out there somewhere, or maybe I won't. I don't know. But I just wanted to make sure that I had a history of what I was doing, at least for my own boys anyway. Yeah, it it's a different experience, that's for sure. You don't really appreciate it until you do it, to be honest. So like I said, you don't want to just jump the gun and go do it, because it's not easy. But I'm glad I did it. Again, like I said a few days ago, it's nothing in comparison to what some of the kids from the residential schools went through to get away and get to safety. At least I'm doing it willingly. Still hard work. So anyway, at the end of the day, I'm glad I did it. I probably won't do it again for a while. I just wanted to prove to myself, to be honest. We don't get younger, we get older, so I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I always wanted to do it, and this was just a good reason to do it. So I can say that I did something that not many people choose to do, for sure. And Bailey can say the same. Anyway, thanks for following along. So what was puppy? I know, sorry. Yeah, he's out for the night. We're got my air fresheners right there. Bailey's paws are gonna need some repair after this last couple of days, for sure. Her paws are not toughened up to it for like some dogs, that's all. She's very tired. And honestly, I'm tired too. But we got K-Rock going. It's good news. Just chilling out here now. It's only 7:30, so another hour or so before it starts getting really dark. But yeah, we're just chilling out here now this evening. Like I said, the trouting is done. I'll put away all the gear later, and that'll be it for that. I'll put it all away and make it easier for getting out tomorrow. Anyway, came up with a decent spot after. This is better than the first couple of spots I had planned on getting. We're in out of the wind here because it is a little bit gusty now. You can see up there actually, and you can hear the wind is gusting a little bit. So for a couple of hours we're gonna turn her in for the night, give Bailey a good rest, and then hopefully get on the go early in the morning and get out sometime hopefully midday or a little after midday if we can. Anyway, last day started. Up about a half hour, an hour or so now, but Bailey is pretty cozy still, so I'm not getting her up yet. Hopefully in the next couple of hours we'll get started. It's probably about 5:30 or so now, but there won't be any rush. We'll get out in a couple of hours when Bailey's ready. I think she'll be really glad to get out today. She's tired. She's not used to all the going. She ate and drank fine yesterday evening, so that's the main thing. She's fine. She's just tired. So and same for me. I'm tired. But it's a bit of a hard slog. But I'm really glad that I did it. But I will be glad to get home for sure after his last 3 days. More for Bailey than anything else, to give her a break. Heard the coyotes going this morning. Couldn't get them on video, they're not that close. Actually just heard one again just now. They're not that far away, but you can't get them on the video for sure. I tried, but I don't think I'll get them. Anyway, I don't know if you can see her, but she's
most cozy dag in the world right now. Anyway, hopefully within the next 4 or 5 hours we'll be on our last little leg down over the hill into salmon air. Well, last morning, Bailey's still having a rest, she's not asleep. This little stove here is the best thing I ever decided to get, I can tell you that. Optimus Crux Light, I think it's called. But that's on about maybe 1 minute and the oatmeal's already boiling. Within 2 minutes you get oatmeal and hot chocolate. Handy. Anyway, we're going to burn it up. That's all I got left for the last morning. Well, the only oatmeal I got left, I got lots of other stuff. But it's quite the morning. As you can see, another dandy morning. It's supposed to get up to 23 degrees, I think, or something today with 30 with the humidity. So I'm trying to get on the go early. Get on the go early and get out before the big heat hits. So anyway, let's boil up some hot chocolate here. It's been a good trip. We only got one more video, I think, to make. Gonna come out to the car today. Wendy's going to be there to pick me up. I'm not sure if the boys are going to be able to come or not. They get stuff on the go, but that's okay. Wendy will be there. Looking forward to that, and Bailey's looking forward to it too. She's lying down again now. She spent the last 3 or 4 hours last night cuddled right into me, so she's. I think she's feeling a lot better. She'll be good for the last 5 or 6 kilometers, I think. But, much better campsite last night. It's not ideal for the water situation. I got to walk down to the river to get the water, but or boil it up. But anyway, it's been good. We're ready to go here in another hour or so once I get everything packed up. So we'll talk to you hopefully with when I get to see Wendy waiting for me.
And we're just getting underway here. I'll give you a little look at what we got to start through. Hopefully it's only 10 or 15 minutes it is to go. Bailey's waiting patiently, or tiredly I should say. Let's go, Bale, let's go, Bale. So we'll do this little bit of, this is not so bad here actually. Hopefully it stays like this for the next 10 or 15 minutes, not too hard, and then we get out over the barns in the bag again. And this is our last night. And area spotless. Well, the way it should be when it leaves it. The home stretch here now. We got the last. This is the last bag here behind me, and a little bit in front of me, and then over around that second pond and over that hill, and then hopefully over that hill it won't be too thick of woods, but I guess we'll find out because we got 2 or 3 kilometers of it to go. So had a bit of a tussle getting around the bag there. Had to change my route 3 or 4 times. Well, you can't see all the way back. I don't know, you can't even see half the way back really. That's that area there is the last one you see is around Three Rivers, and then is about that far again to Bloody Pond, and that far again to Mount Carmel. So long old haul. There was lots of geese up on this marsh last night. We could hear them from down in the camp where we were to, probably down the other end. They were down the other end there on the edge of the barns, I think. I was expecting to put them up this morning, but they must be already gone. Anyway, make a trudge over across, and that's why you don't drink the water without purifying it right there. A mansion for beavers, and a beaver house is a beaver mansion. Anyway, salmon here. Here we come. Hey Bailey. Salmon here just out there now, about 3 kilometers away. We're on the home stretch. This is what we're dealing with here now, going down through this last bit of woods. I don't know if you can see the flies, but it's pretty crazy. There's 4 on the phone right now. It's nuts. See if I can get them. Yeah, it's crazy here. Anyway, I'm gonna head out for that big tree. That big, well, there's probably a few trees, then big birch right over there to the northwest, and then down over the hill. We got about, once we get to that tree, we got about 1 kilometer down over a hill, so whew, I'm glad, because it's getting very hot here now, hot and a lot of flies and humid. I'm going to be thankful to get to the car. Well, what a spot for the end of the trip. It's like a natural garden. It's been really thick coming over from where I was last. Huge trees. Bailey's having another break. This garden goes right down onto the Salmon River. I don't know if you can see. You might be able to just barely see it through the trees there. That's what I got left. I got to keep a little bit to the left of where I'm showing the river there to get down to the road. It's what a spot. You don't even think the places like this. This is like on a postcard or in a movie. Really, really nice. Big birch, huge birch over here all the way around. And you ready, Bailey, or what? We're gonna go again now, bye. Well, we got make sure we're recording here. We finally made it out to Salmon River. You can already hear up there the reason why people like me do things like this. There's backhoes and excavators and dump trucks going everywhere, and next to close to one of the last real good salmon rivers on the Avalon. We'll go until we destroy them all, I guess. Anyway, we made it out. We just gotta walk up to the dirt road here now and get picked up, hopefully. One more water crossing. Come on, Bailey. Come on, pup. Bailey's thinking about it. Come on, pups. She's coming. She don't want to waste any extra energy these days. She wants to make sure I'm really going instead of just walking somewhere and walking back again. Anyway, like I said, this is a wicked salmon river, but it's heavily fished and people poach, of course. And now I can hear dump trucks and everything up there, so see how it goes next few years. That's where we came from up there. What a stand of birch. Whew. Well, pups, we're almost done. What a dog. What a dog. What a beauty of a dog. Hey, Bailey. Come on, pups. We get going. Oh. Up off the river. Whew. Signs of traffic already. And you can hear the excavator and dump trucks down there somewhere. I'm not sure if these are cabins or chalets for the golf course or what. Anyway, we'll walk up around here and see if Wendy and Liam are here. Nathaniel had something going on in town today. A trip for CYM. A bunch of kids doing stuff together. So he had stuff on the... Well, just up after the river, and here's my ride. Here's our ride, baby. Whew. Oh, I was telling her to go around. They're getting out. I think Wendy is just as interested in Bailey as me, which is understandable. Oh my, I said I think you're more... Oh look, she's getting right in the drive. Oh my. Thank you.
We gotta get there.
Huh?
Here, baby.
Oh my. What are you at, bud? Anyway, that's where I came from up there, look. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording.